Poštovani gledatelji Hrvatske radiotelevizije, iznimno mi je zadovoljstvo i čast ugostiti vodećeg svjetskog forenzičara, dragog učitelja i prijatelja, legendu forenzičkih znanosti, profesora Henrya Leea.
Good morning, good morning.
Profesor Lee već 30 godina u Hrvatsku dolazi kao dragi prijatelj. Bio je u ključnim trenucima za hrvatsku neovisnost s nama. Radili smo po masovnim grobnicama, po prvi u svijetu primijenili analizu DNA tehnologije u svrhu identifikacije skeletnih ostataka, a njegova uloga je golema i u osnivanju konferencije na kojoj sudjeluje.
Primjena metode DNA analize u sudskoj i kliničkoj medicini, što je tema Dubrovačkog kongresa, posebno je važna za Hrvatsku. Naime, nova svjetska dostignuća genetske analize odnedavno i mi primjenjujemo pri identificiranju žrtava Domovinskog rata.
10 najvećih živućih forenzičara iz američke vojske, FBI-a i svih mogućih američkih državnih policija danas nazoče, prezentiraju novu tehnologiju, nove metode.
O etičkim i moralnim načelima primjene DNA metode među mnogobrojnim znanstvenicima govorio je i najveći svjetski kriminalist Henry Lee.
For example,
Odgovorit ću vam najjednostavnijim primjerom utvrđivanja očinstva. Ako vi hodate s nekom damom i imate dijete, ovom metodom možemo utvrditi da je dijete vaše, a ne ulazimo u to jeste li krivi ili ne. Naši rezultati mogu samo pomoći da vas se natjera da pomognete u njegovu podizanju. Čini se da u sudskim procesima posljednju riječ više neće imati suci nego znanstvenici forenzičari.
Pa dobar dan, mladi gospodin, kako ste?
You remember those are original photos.
different colors, you just pretend you collect.
Profesor Henry Lee u Hrvatsku dolazi na konferenciju koju su osnovali zajedno Međunarodno društvo primijenjenih bioloških znanosti, čuvena američka klinika Mayo i specijalna bolnica Sveta Katarina uz potporu Američke akademije za forenzičke znanosti. Professor Lee, welcome to Croatia. It's always great pleasure to have you with us. You did so much for our country, and we all appreciate it so much. How you compare Croatia today with Croatia 30 years ago when you came here for the first time?
It brought back a lot of good memory. First, I want to thank you. Give me this opportunity to see this beautiful country, meet so many beautiful people. Many of us become a lifetime friend. I saw Croatia from a broken little country now become a world recognized super place for international tourism, cultural, education, medicine center.
Your life credo was to discover the truth. Many call you the modern Sherlock Holmes. You are the world's most famous forensic scientist. How you handle that?
Well, the general public, police, newspaper, news media, they create friction characters. Sherlock Holmes, that's a friction. No such person. However, the Sherlock Holmes, Sir Conan Doyle, the logic to analyze the case. That's the most important part of the whole series of the book, is to teach crime scene investigator, detective, how to think, how to not to use instinct judgment, but to let the science and the logic to reconstruct the case, to solve the case. As a forensic scientist, we don't take side. We shouldn't take side. We let the evidence speak for itself. Not all the case can be solved, but we should do our best to maintain the fairness of justice, to give victims' family a hope, to give suspects' family a even playing field. This way, the citizen will trust the justice system. The society will be much more peaceful.
I otvaranje četvrte masovne grobnice u oslobođenoj Banovini pokazuje svu brutalnost srpskih okupatora. Prizor ubijenih i masakriranih Hrvata koji su nakon okupacije ostali u Petrinji zaprepastio i skupinu uvaženih američkih stručnjaka za sudsku medicinu koji je predvodio profesor dr. Henry Lee, direktor Instituta za sudsku medicinu pri državnoj policiji.
Yeah, first we're very moved. We want to give our condolence to the family.
Duboko smo ganuti prizorom koji smo ovdje zatekli. Veoma su dojmljivi napori koje hrvatska vlada ulaže u iskapanje i identifikaciju žrtava iz masovnih grobnica. Mi smo pritom spremni pružiti svaku stručnu pomoć.
And again, I want to say anything we can help.
I remember early 90s when you accepted my invitation as your young student. You came to Croatia, to Bosnia and Herzegovina. You were so brave because remember the flights with the helicopter
Yes.
over the war zone.
You almost killed me.
Walking on the landmines,
Right.
trying to identify people.
Američki znanstvenici koji će u Hrvatskoj boraviti 5 dana obišli su danas i lokalitet masovne grobnice pokraj Kupresa.
Identificiranje posmrtnih ostataka 34 hrvatskih civila i vojnika pronađenih prije nekoliko dana na kupreškom području i danas pronađenih žrtava srpskog zločina nije dovršeno. Upravo u tome veliku pomoć pružit će američki liječnici. Sudski medicinari, ali i prijatelji Hrvatske žele pomoći da se ovo što prije rasvijetli, jer su se još jednom uvjerili u srpske zločine. Američki stručnjaci sutra nastavljaju identificiranje tijela, a tom prigodom će razgovarati i s rodbinom nestalih kuprešaka.
For you, the truth was the most important. How you see that today, if you're coming back 30 years ago?
I learned so much from Croatia, from you. To tell you honestly, before I met you, I don't even know where is Croatia. The first time we come on U.S. military flight to Germany, them have a helicopter ride. I think is Serb or start shooting at us.
Yes.
I tried to tell the helicopter pilot, I said, can you fly higher? He said, that's the highest he can fly, but this is a lucky one. I said, why? He said, we used to have 3, 2 was shut down, we have 1 more. We got here safely.
Dr. Lee je prvi put boravio na Kupresu jesenas kada je sudjelovao u identifikaciji žrtava srpskog zločina. Ovaj smo put došli posjetiti obitelji stradalih i vidjeti koje metode možemo koristiti u daljem identifikacijskom procesu, kazao je dr. Lee prilikom susreta s rodbinom stradalih, koje je nazvao svojim prijateljima. Dr. Lee je pohvalio novu metodu identifikacije koju su u Hrvatskoj primijenili hrvatski znanstvenici.
But you did not run away, I did not run away. We continue working because those thousands of people, their family, you remember those old ladies sitting there with a picture, they're crying. We try to help them out.
Dr. Lee najprije zatražio da ga odvedu na odjel patologije u Splitu, jer ovo je jedan od 10 laboratorija na svijetu gdje se danas mogu dobiti rezultati od kojih se laicima vrti u glavi. Zahvaljujući DNK metodi koju je u sudsku patologiju lansirao upravo ovaj nekadašnji tajvanski policijski major, a danas direktor za sudsku medicinu pri državnoj policiji Connecticta, mnogi zločinci ne spavaju mirno. Zajedno sa splitskim patolozima, vrhunskim stručnjacima, doktorom Šimunom Anđelinovićem i doktorom Draganom Primorcem, dr. Lee identificirao je 34 kupreške žrtve. Rezultati njihova rada već su predočeni američkom kongresu, a bit će korišteni i kao dokazni materijal na Haškom sudu. Dr. Lee susreo se s obiteljima kupreških žrtava, a posjetio je i masovnu grobnicu.
Duboko sam dirnut i suosjećam s ovim ljudima. Isplatio se sav naš trud dok smo radili 24 sata dnevno, jer ljudi to znaju cijeniti.
Even though I don't speak their language, but there's something, international language, called love and care. That's so important. So over the year, our friendship really become a bond.
Veliko srce prema nama. Neka samo Bog nadoknadi, dragi. Eto, doviđenja, živjeli nam.
There's a few times that I underline to the public about two things that impress me the most. First, when you realize on the early 90s that we are walking among landmines in order to identify human remains, you never run away. And during that time, you were running some of the most important cases in the history of United States of America, including O.J. Simpson case.
Yeah.
And the second thing, which is remarkable, your name is already in the history because data that you show on congressional hearing helped tremendously Croatia and Bosnia for the world to recognize the truth.
Ne misle svi pozitivno o radu doktora Lea, poglavito ne srpski akademici u SAD-u koji su rad ovog američkog stručnjaka nazvali prohrvatskim lobiranjem.
Vjerujem da je riječ o nesporazumu. Naš je zadatak identificirati tijela žrtava, a ne zauzimati strane. Nije važno je li riječ o tijelu Hrvata, Srba, muslimana ili katolika. Naša je odgovornost da bez obzira na to pokušamo identificirati tijela.
I was born in China. I grew up in Taiwan. In 1964, I immigrated to United States. I wasn't born in the United States. So I became a U.S. citizen. I started my career as a police officer in Taiwan Police Department. Later become the youngest police captain. But early days, when we solved the case, we basically use interrogation. No signs. Just the feeling of the officer say, you look guilty, then you must be guilty. So some of the innocent people may be convicted, but many other career criminal and get away. So that's why when I was your age, I said, can I combine the science and detective experience, the logic, merge? Today, it's not use fists, it's use your brain to solve the issue, solve the problem. Forensic is for everybody. Not for prosecution, nor for defense. Because in this world, we talk about justice and fair. Yes, the system tried to be just as fair, but who can hire famous lawyer? Rich people.
Rich people.
Famous people. The poor people, they have free defense, public defender. The middle income like us, if you don't have money, you cannot afford to hire expert, lawyers, legal cost. So as a scientist, when I started Connecticut Forensic Lab, I went to the state, talked to the legislator. I think the laboratory should belong to the people.
Yes, and
everybody can use it.
Yes.
As a forensic scientist, we're not magicians.
Sure.
We have to base on scientific evidence. Scientific evidence not always black and white. That's why the general public doesn't understand. Think we just like a CSI movie. We go there by second commercial where they solve the case.
Poštovanje.
Okay. Joseph.
Hi.
Good. That's the first 15.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Ajmo
1,
15 ovamo, s jedne strane prva grupa.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay.
It's right here.
Okay. What's in here? That's the
It's right here.
Okay. What's in here?
Znači sad zapišete si sve što mislite da vam je bitno, a imate i odgovore, da? O, nisam ne vidjela.
I think it's a great privilege, all your experience that you share here in the Croatia, and crime scene analysis on the water, having about 120 Croatian students. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. The number one forensic scientist in the world teaching with Croatian police students from Department of the Forensic Science and the Medicine. How you feel about that?
I feel grateful for you. 3 years ago, we did some explosion cases. That student and police, they all tell me learn so much, and see we blow up the pig and the chicken.
Ovo danas je vježba. Svijet se neopisivo brzo mijenja. Sad imamo internacionalni i domaći terorizam, imamo ubojstva. Više ne možemo čekati da se slučaj dogodi i početi s istraživanjem. Policija i studenti moraju učiti iz iskustva.
Crime scene in the water. Some of the students, they're so limited. They think just by accident.
Body floating in the water. What mostly happens is they take pictures and then they pull the body out. So if a body was found on land, are we just going to pick it up and go?
No.
No,
We're gonna
but
take
that's what happens in the water.
That's what I try to tell the rest of the instructor. Every year in the United States alone, we have about 4,000 to 6,000 people die in the water. In the whole world, estimate 35,000 people die in the water. It's not just the boat accident. So the water scene is so important, but the water scene, not all the body from the water, because most of the time people already remove the body from the water, them call the police, investigator. So we set up 4 crime scenes. 1 in water, 1 body was in the water, then take it out. 1 is on the deck, 1 is in the cabin. I'm not going to tell you what happened. You have to figure it out. You have to find a clue. So these 4 cases, why so important? Because each one demonstrates a clue, very important lesson student can learn. The first scene is a drug boss. He was shot to death. So we teach students the blood spatter. The position of the body is the secondary. If you do DNA, most likely from the victim. I can tell. So you can see different blood patterns. Can you see that? Some are vertical droplet. You can compare the gunpowder residue pattern, try to determine what's the distance, how far the gun from the target. The second crime scene is the captain's cabin. On the table, have a 1 bottle, have 4 glasses.
It's clear.
It's clear. 4 people was there. 1 glass with lipstick. So we know 1 female. So you basically train them the logic. Okay, now look at the arm. What you see here? You see needle. You have 1 body there, 1 body here. You have female panty. You have drug package. You have money. You have gun. You have bullet. Now we move to number 3. Number 3. Look at he has shot in the front, a shot in the back. So we're going to do some swabbing. The mouse just use a swab because he was in the water, so may have some marine material, maybe some algae or seaweed. So they can collect that, later compare the known sample. Also, the knot area, we usually collect DNA because you have to tie it. So you collect DNA. Okay.
So it's amazing. You're covering at one scene all aspects of the reconstruction. You are closing
criminal investigation of homicide. The third one, we have this 4 pieces of pork.
This is only going to take a second. This smells very bad. Okay, enough?
One in salt water, one in fresh water, one buried in the ground. So student can look at insect, maggots in the water. So we want them to learn how to use that.
Well, what's the third change? Alver mortis, livor mortis, and rigor mortis, right? Stiffening.
Then the last one, a mannequin in the water, Andrea going to go with one of the diving member, try to recover that. Emma try to show the skin shrinking, the eyes have particular. What's happening is this boat is smuggling some drug dealer with the captain. Then the drug boss come from the local with his girlfriend, come to the boat to do the transaction, give the money, take the drug. Then the drug dealer and the captain decide to rob them, take the money. Fire a couple shots, kill the boss. Sexual assault the female victim. She tried to run away, jump in the water. That's the last scene. And the drug dealer fighting with the captain. So fire a couple more shots, he fall into the water too. So he is the only one. Now with all the money, all the drug, he started using the fontanelle. That's very important. He did not know he inject and a drug overdose died in your cabin. This case happened in United States. A lot of banana boat from South America, from Mexico, they smuggle drug.
Ovaj certifikat mi mnogo toga znači stvarno zato što se pokazalo da se interes prema znanosti isplati i da se općenito zanimanje mladih ljudi isplati i smatram da bi se forenzika kao znanost iz dana u dana trebala što više razvijati.
So Croatian police is in the charge together with the ISABS of this event, and they highly appreciate your work. I mean, for the last 30 years, you are supporting Croatian police, Croatian forensic scientists, and they highly appreciate all of this.
Most the textbook say fingerprint start from England. Now I found out Ivan Vucetic, he is not Argentina. He is from Croatia. He is the first one collect fingerprint. Wonderful. The textbook should change that. Fingerprint start from your country. The whole world, we can all learn the fact and truth. So this is so important. That's why I say I met so many good people in Croatia. It's a lovely country, a lot of good people, and I hope I can be a friend for Croatia, including my wife. She really fascinating about Croatia, translate one of a book. Inside have a lot of picture. You see.
Oh, that's you. That's unfortunately Moses is
Moses
not
already.
us.
You are here too.
Yeah, it's right here.
We start using DNA.
Yes. Thank you so much, dear Dr. Lee, for everything that you have done for us.
Hvala.
Thank you. Poštovani gledatelji Hrvatske radiotelevizije, ova emisija svjedoči da se isplati, pogotovo vi mladi, živjeti i ostati u Hrvatskoj i svjedočiti izvrsnost. Sve ono što vidite danas, što su nekad bili davno naši snovi, mogu postati ne samo vaši snovi, nego i realnost.